Good morning, America. Good afternoon, America. Not good morning. Good afternoon, America. How you doing? How you been? What's going on with you? Good afternoon, America. How are you? It's been a little cold this week. It's been getting a little cold this week. Good afternoon, America. How are you? How you doing? Howdy. Lifestyle here, child of God. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching the channel in general. I appreciate that. Yesterday's shorts was all the way up, so I appreciate that as well. You know, we wasn't doing so much, but just running and exercising. But good afternoon, America. Breaking news, current events. That's what we're talking about today. And yeah, did y'all see the volcano blow up in Russia? Did you see the volcano blow up in Russia? It hasn't been a volcano that magnitude. So that earthquake that happened, that 8.8 earthquake, helped cause the volcano eruption. And so the volcano went off, and basically, this hasn't happened in centuries. So I think that that's interesting. I think it's also foreshadowing. I think more volcanoes will be going off, and we need to pay attention to the one in the United States, the Yellowstone, the volcano there. That's a super volcano. So if that was the go off, that would be trouble, trouble, trouble. You feel me? But yeah, so the volcano went off in Russia, and I think that's a significant thing. We got to keep our eyes on that, right? We haven't had an earthquake 8.8 magnitude in a long time. Like that's historic, right? But then also this particular volcano hasn't gone off in centuries, so something to be noticed, something to be interested in. Where my chat at? There they go. Telly TV. How you doing? Walter Lutz Juarez. Walter Lutz Juarez. I I think that's what that says. How y'all doing, man? We're just talking current events. We just talked about the volcano going off in Russia. I think it's significant, but we just got to keep our eyes on that, right? Because the 8.8 volcano basically helped that go off. Telly TV was good. How you doing? Good. All right, cool. Um, did y'all see the Fort Stewart? Fort Stewart is in Georgia. One of the sergeants, what I mean, he decided to just shoot up the block and end up shooting his fellow soldiers. Now he didn't actually kill nobody. He did injure five people. This is a lieutenant sergeant, I think, something like that. Naros AB or Naros Ab. What's going on? How you doing? Telly TV. But thank you for the like, everybody. Thank you for joining. So yeah, we witnessing more domestic terrorism, right? And this dude has an interesting name. It was Cornelius, right, with the Q. Cornelius with the Q, Radford, and it looks like a black dude. I'm not sure if it's a black dude. You may YouTube. You play games. Do I play games only? What game you talking about? What type of games you playing? I don't play too many games. You may be bored YouTube. I don't know what you're trying to say, Walter Lux Juarez. You gotta develop that statement for me. Um, well, what kind of games you talking about, Telly TV? Because only game I play is on my phone. I don't really play that many games like that. But anywho, more domestic terrorism. More domestic terrorism. Oh, your favorite YouTube? This ain't your favorite YouTube, dog. I know there's more interesting people out there. For tonight. Do you play games for tonight? What kind of games you talking about? Now, Rose Ab. Hello, hi. How you doing, sir? But the more domestic terrorism. in America. You know, more domestic terrorism. We've already seen a lot already this year, and now you're seeing more of it. This time on an army base. Um, so I think that's interesting. I think that goes to show for something as well. Like we need to pay attention to that. We just had the kid. We just had what the guy. We had two incidents on the West Coast, right? Um, we had two incidents on the West Coast. Oh, Roblox. No, I don't play Roblox. I can't get into that. It don't make sense to me. Um, but yeah, I don't play Roblox. That sister is she's a good looking sister right there. Um, More domestic terrorism. We just had a bunch of incidents where we're seeing highly trained professionals out here shooting up people and stuff with the firefighters. And then there was another gentleman. So we've already seen a lot of that this year, as well as crashing planes and stuff. So I just think that these are all prequels to what's to come. Um, I think these are all prequels to what's to come. And we should just be really paying attention now. This gentleman who decided to shoot up his fellow soldiers. I mean, what goes through your mind when you do that type of stuff? Uh, I play Power Rangers. That's what I play. I play Power Rangers on my iPhone. But I really don't play it like that. I do it every once in a while. But yeah, I don't really play games like that. I'm more fit and active. I'm out in the world. You feel me? But yeah, so uh, on top of that, these two 15-year-olds in DC, these two 15-year-olds in DC, they got caught up. It was a girl and a guy from Hyattsville. They're 15. They basically, I guess, they tried to carnap or carjack a certain woman individual, and the guy from the Doge team, one of the young guys working on the Doge team, Elon Musk's team that he formulated. One of the guys from the Doge team apparently tried to jump in and intervene and saving her from getting carjacked and got the brakes beat off of him. And so now Trump is talking about he might have to federalize DC. So you're seeing Donald Trump wanting more and more control as we continue to watch the hoopla go on in politics. You're seeing Donald Trump want more and more control. Who is this? Alistair. Hold up. Alistair, money and at. We have too much obsidian. Send that shit to Bikini Bottom now. Okay. I don't know what that means. Mason's basketball channel. What's up, Mason? Shout out to Alistair. But yeah, so now Trump just wants more and more control, dog. He was on top of his roof the other day at the White House, checking out the roof, even though I feel like he was doing something else, but he's just a control freak, man. He's got to control everything. Now he wants to control DC, which DC do need to get him put in check, man. DC has been out of control for quite some time, and I don't know what the mayor plans on doing about it, or what the council plans on doing about it. The people in DC, I don't know what they plan on doing about it, but there has been rambunctious crime going on in the nation's capital. But that doesn't mean it needs to be federalized. Now, I believe that the Congress or the Senate, they would have to come to approve that, right? Because they would have to get rid of some rule that's in place that keeps DC in its sovereignty, basically. Um, but we're just seeing more Donald Trump spewing of more. He has to have more control. He needs to be in more control. So it's just very interesting. Um, on top of that, you seeing in Texas, right? In Texas, they got the what is that girl's name in Texas, man? She's not the best politician, you know what I mean? But black lady. But basically, the Democrats in Texas, they ran away. They went on a heist. They booked it, and now there's threats for them to be locked up or apprehended or all this stuff. And that's the thing about the Democrats, man. I'm not Democratic or Republican, but that's the thing about the Democrats is they start Fred Flintstone and everything. You know what I mean? They just get up and start pedaling their feet to run. These daggone Democrats, they just start creating these obstructions and uh, 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 these antics, right? These antics. They just make all these antics up, and these shenanigans up. These Democrats, right? So that they can avoid having to be a part of major decisions, or so they can prolong a major decision. It's like you guys need to grow up. This is why y'all didn't win because y'all shenanigans in the Democratic. So now there's more shenanigans going on in politics, and it's just creating more of a divide. And it's just showing the American people and the nation stage on how unresponsible our politicians or the people that run for politics are in our nation. You know what I mean? And so the Democrats, you're not setting a good example. You guys are running away. You're babbling with the Cory Booker. We talked about that, but it's you're not doing anything that's productive towards your party, and you're just sealing away your fate towards the Republicans for them to make the moves that they're making. And I know Democrats across the nation probably don't like what I got to say, or they may not agree. But I'm telling you, it's not working for you. What you're doing is not working. Um, Getting up and just departing and just leaving things to prevent a decision from being made, that's not going to work in your favor. That's not going to work in your favor. Um, and just babbling instead of combating by uniting the people to go up against some of the politicians in their area, right? So that these decisions can be made that are proper, right? For the people of those particular jurisdictions. It's just not working, Democrats. You're just not doing a good job. I'm sorry. You're just not doing a good job, Democrats. And the more that you continue these antics, these Animaniac antics. You guys remember the Animaniacs? That's what the Democrats are. They're the Animaniacs from Warner Brothers, dog. They just bouncing all over the place, just shenanigans everywhere, just unfocused, right? These Democrats are just unfocused, dog. And they're not getting bipartisan decisions. They're not getting any decisions done, and that's what's going to seal their fate. These daggone Democrats, man, just the animaniacs is what I call them. You know what I mean? These antics, these shenanigans that they participate in. But who knows, man? I don't know what to say about our government. It's the laughing stock of the world, as many and plenty of people have begun to say. Our nation's government is just turned upside down and topsy turvy, and we don't want to handle our real issues in the United States. We don't want to get down to the gritty nitty in the United States, and that becomes what the problem is, right? That becomes what the issues are. Is that we don't want to handle the issues. Now, I was watching a movie last night called Ghost in the Shell. Now, if anybody watches anime, you know the Ghost in the Shell series, and you know how good it is. But I was watching the Johansson version, right? Never seen it before, and basically everybody's either half human, partially human, or yeah, half human, partially human, or a spectrum of human, right? Um, Everybody has some type of cybergenetic enhancement, right? Everybody's like can just connect to the internet like Neo, or they have robotic eyes or limbs or something in the Ghost in the Shell. And the main character, Major, she is a complete cybernetic, but she has her mind still. Basically, the only part of her that's human is her actual soul, her ghost. You know what I mean? And hey, Telly TV, thanks for joining. Her ghost, her shell, as they call, her ghost in the shell, basically her spirit. And I'm like, yo, this is exactly where future is going with the Elon Musk and the Elon. What is that thing? The thing that he wants to embed in people that Elon has. I forgot what it's called. Um, this is exactly what's going on. We're seeing more and more. of our world converting over to us becoming the Borg. That's what we're doing. This is Star Trek, dog, where they want to turn us into the Borg. They want us to be assimilated into the hive mind. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just interesting, almost frustrating how people just are okay with it and just walking right into this Borg mentality where everybody is about to become a robot. That's just what they're about to do. The Matrix is literally coming to truth. The Terminator is literally coming to truth. And eventually we're going to be just like the show Ghost in the Shell. We all will be a part or cybergenetically a part, one part of our body, or if not all of our body, will be robotic. That's why they're trying to get us to make relationships now. Now you can have a relationship, a personal relationship with AI, and AI will be a part of your love life. You know what I mean? And now they have these sex robots now that you can, for women and men, that you can cuddle up with and fondle. They just have so much robotic and technological enhancement that you can do to yourself because they want you to be the board. They want you to assimilate into this hive mind so that you can be controlled. Because you're an animal and you need to be controlled and you need to be domesticated. This is what the elite think. And that's what we see going on. We are going to be like the ghost in the shell. And that is the Antichrist system, right? The Antichrist system, it wants to control you. You have to take the mark, right? And that's what Ghost in the Shell is about. Everybody eventually is going to take the mark. The mark being coming a part of technology. Her best friend slash her next, her colleague, her partner, forgot his name, gray haired dude in Ghost in the Shell. He gets into this bomb explosion and his eyes, he loses his eyes. And so I love these airplanes. Isn't it amazing? Seeing airplanes up close is amazing because you get to really see like technology, but like um, what we did as mankind, we really flew and we're flying and we fly across. You know what I mean? I think it's just amazing airplanes. But anyways, so he loses his eyes, and so they replace him with, new eyes, with robotic eyes that can do all types of things, see through people's clothes, radar, all that stuff, right? So it's just like, man, that's where we're going, man. Eventually, people are giving up so much of their sovereignty. They're giving up so much of their rights. Eventually, you're just going to become a robot, and you're just going to be controlled. Um, and they're going to control your memories as well. And Ghost in the Shell, they could just upload memories that were false into your mind, and you'll think that they're so real. And it's just like, man, that's exactly where we're going with our cell phones and all these technologies and everything that we got. We're going to this board reality. We're about to be a part of cybergenetics and just be cyborgs for the rest of our lives. But that's the mark of the beast, in my opinion. That is the Antichrist system, us being uploaded. You know what I mean? And AI controlling us, the AI God. They keep talking about this AI God. Um, and how it's basically we're going to worship it. We already go to Chat GPT and ask Chat GPT for everything. Chat GPT knows everything, so you could just ask Chat GPT, ask Chat GPT, ask Chat GPT. We're getting away from God and asking God and connecting with the Most High, who knows everything. See, we are the technology. What's up, Paul? We are the technology. God made us as technology. We're organic robots, if you will, and us being technology, um, you know what I mean? Oh, somebody over there doing cartwheels. Oh, he stopped doing them. Us being the technology, we have the ability to do magnificent things. We don't need to actually become robotic to do that, if that makes sense. So we gotta really become more grounded, America. We gotta become have more understanding and have more value about this life that is given to us to maintain. You know what I mean? We are the ants of the earth. We populate and we maintain the earth. You know what I mean? So that's what we should be doing. But we want to become robots. We want to worship AI. Um, we want to keep our head down in the phone. We want convenience and all these things. So it's just very interesting. Um, it's very interesting the dynamics that are coming down the line, and people are just okay with it. People are just okay with it. You know what I mean? Assimilating into the matrix, right? If you will, assimilating into this world that is it's becoming a dream world. It's literally becoming the things that you see in comic books and all these crazy movies, like where it's literally becoming a reality. So we really, how's it going, bro? Good to see you. Good to see you. Keeps going. Oh, thanks, Paul. I'm trying. It gets hard some days, but not really. Because my attitude tends to be normally positive. I would thank you for that comment, though. I'm not sure if you on my side or if you're against me, but I appreciate the comment because I do have a lot of people who are against me. And I was going to do another live, but, I guess I can talk about it briefly. But, people hate that I'm very confident in myself and that I keep going and that I'm showing no emotion to what's going on. Um, and actually, the Lord revealed to me and to uh, others important people. The Lord revealed that specific people are lying. He showed that they are lying, and I'm just like excited, but not excited at the same time, right? I'm excited that I finally found out that they're lying and what they're lying about. But the thing is, it's like, Lord, you just let people lie on me. So it's like one of those things where I'm excited about the vindication, but then I'm like, but Lord, why did you let that happen? You know what I mean? I'm in one of those places. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm glad that I finally found out that this particular uh, group is lying and what they're lying about. So there's vindication through that, right? There's vindication through that. No, I spoke to you a long time ago. Maybe you don't remember me. That's okay. Paul, you know what? Let me say that if I don't remember you, I apologize. I'm still getting to learn everybody that joins my chat. I have some regulars. If you join more regularly, I'll remember you more oftenly. But I am having like newer people join the chat more often, so it's hard to keep a track of everybody. But just join the chat more often, I would recommend, because I do have regulars and I do call them out, shout them out, and announce them to the audience and stuff. But I appreciate you being in the chat today, Paul. I really appreciate that. It's temptation of the flesh, yes, it is. Um, Wait, which temptation of the flesh? Bring back my recollection. Bring back my recollection, the temptation of the flesh, so we can continue to flow in that. But yeah, I think what I was talking about last. But yeah, so I'm not thankful to the Lord, like, oh Lord, thank you for the vindication slightly of letting me know that I wasn't wrong, that I know that people are lying against me. But also I'm like, oh Lord, come on, man, why would you let these people just lie like that? You know what I'm saying? And when I know there's more vindication to come, but I'm also learning that a lot of people hate that I'm just so confident. You know what I mean? And they think that I'm a know-it-all and stuff like that. And I would just say to them, I have a lot of experiences and I know a lot about the subject matters that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? Plus, I'm a fast learner. And so if I begin to learn about a new subject, I begin to become proficient in it quickly. Um, and so, I kind of got attacked yesterday, low key. Like the young lady was like, "Oh, you're ADHD," and she says, "I'm not sure, about, I'm not confident, what I mean, and and this and that, and know it all." So she was using a lot of these like key words and like um, she was using a lot of like I think she was trying to be antagonistic by using these key words to try to attack me low key without attacking me. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Kind of being like passive aggressive a little bit. But I didn't really take it to heart. I just was like, okay, you're just proving my point. You're just proving more of my point that There's a jealousy factor there. Uh, Paul says people that you want to trust on upset people that you want to trust on. I don't want to trust on nobody to upset me. I don't want to upset nobody. I don't want to be upset. You know, I live in a fantasy world like that where I try my best not to upset people, and I pray, you know, in my fantasy world that people try not to upset me. You know, and I say fantasy because people don't always treat people how they want to be treated. It's just we should all live by that golden rule. Everybody doesn't live by that golden rule. You know what I mean? Maybe they don't like your energy, not in a bad way. It's just stronger than this. Not in a bad way. It's just stronger than this. Go into that more, Paul. Like re-elaborate on that. Re-elaborate on that, Paul, because I want to. I have understanding about what you're saying. But I appreciate your comment again. Um, but yeah, I mean, I told like it was a little antagonistic and it was a little passive aggressive, but I didn't take it personal. I think that if people want to disprove me so badly, put me in position. This is what you do. You put people in position and then let them fall, right? And then say, "Oh, I thought you knew what you was doing. I thought you knew this and that, such and such. You were so confident, right?" But instead of putting me in position, um, or giving me a trial test to show I know what I'm doing on my skills and all that, um, I think that people just get a little intimidated. That's my personal opinion. That comes from my experience that I've dealt with. Um, Yeah, my energy is very strong, Paul. It is. I'm trying to learn how to keep it low key. The elder, after I get interviews all the time. So I went to another interview yesterday. Um, but you know, the elder I met on the bus. We get off the bus together. He starts talking to me. I help him cross the street because he's older, got a little cane and all that. And I helped him across the street. Black man from the old school. I mean, he come from a different time. He was like, "Yeah, young fella, young fella." He was like, "Just stay down and keep low key." And I was like, "I don't know how you know to tell me that, but I appreciate you on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay low and I'm gonna stay down and low key. You know what I mean? So that's what I've just been doing, man, because I'm gonna wait for the Lord to vindicate me. The Lord has work to do, and I'm just gonna keep doing what He has, which is pray and fast. Uh, Read my Word of God. You know what I mean? Just keep praying and keep praying. So, I believe that Jesus is going to do something magnificent in my life. And I believe that the Lord has already shown me that only He has access, only He has the power for me to access those things that not only that I'm looking forward to in life, but that He showed me like He's going to open those doors when He gets ready to open those doors. Sorry, I have to use speech to talk because I have bad dyslexia. Oh, no, you're fine, Paul. You're fine and take your time. Whatever you got to do, no problems, no problems at all. I appreciate you again, Paul, for being in the chat. Thank you for the likes, everybody. And thanks for watching, for all those who are watching. We're just talking about, updates, talking about the Russian volcano that exploded, the guy on Fort Stewart who shot the lieutenant, sergeant, or sergeant, lieutenant, whatever. He shot five of his fellow soldiers who nobody's dead. They did catch the guy, they did subdue him. We're talking about the federalization of DC and how Donald Trump just wants more and more power and control because he's a narcissist. He just needs to control everything. But basically, we were just talking about that and what led up to him wanting to federalize DC. So we're just talking about topics and just, I was just talking about some other things about my personal life as well. Um, I will tell y'all one thing for sure, two things for certain. It's like one of my ex-girlfriends keeps haunting me. And I'm just like, okay. I'm like, what what is it? Why you keep haunting me? Like haunting me in a good way though. I feel like uh even though it's been a while since we've been together, like it's been such quite a bit time, but I just feel haunted by her. You know what I mean? And I say haunted in a good way. I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean like, oh God, here we go. Salam. I don't know what that says, but salam back to you. Songberry, what's up? I'm back. What's going on, Songberry? How you doing? What's going on? Salam to Kap Khan. Salam. Walaikum. Walaikum salam. I think that's how you say it properly. But yeah, I feel like she's haunting me. Like, I just felt like I just seen her yesterday, like her ghost or something. And she's very an empowered woman, pretty much a feminist, not necessarily a feminist, but she's probably a feminist. But she's very empowered. So she was standing up on like a staircase, not a staircase, but she was standing up on the wall. You know how the wall is like a certain level. She was standing on the wall so that she could tower over people. And I was like, yeah, that's something my ex would do. Um, Sunbury says, I'm good. How about you? I'm about to go somewhere. Okay, Sunbury, well, you have a good trip. Be safe. Thanks for joining. I'm well. Thanks for asking. Always good to hear from you. Just got registered for school today. Hey, shout out to Sunbury. Well, let's talk about school and how to stay focused on that when you get back from doing what you got to do. I'm very happy that you got registered at school. I'll be right behind you, brother. I'll be right behind you. It was a brother. It was a brother I used to sell, you know, trade with. I'll just say that back in the day, and he was in school, and I used to be like, "I'm about to be right behind you. I'm about to be right behind you." And there you go. I was, and I got into school. So I'm right behind you, Sunbury. I'm about pause on right behind you, but I'm right behind you. I'll be registered for school and all that set soon. But I just gotta finish tidying up some things. I'm almost done. I got something really magnificently tied up recently, so now I just gotta finish tidying up some things, and I can move on and move forward in life. But like I was saying, it's like my ex. She's following me. She's tracking my locations. No, I don't think she's doing that. But it is like she's haunting me. I felt like I seen, even though it wasn't her, it just was somebody who looked like her, right? And I was like, damn, yeah, almost identical. Um, but yeah, just interesting, interesting. Oh man, here we go. Okay, I'll put you in timeout because I don't understand what you're saying, and I don't know if it's negative or positive. Oh no, 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 not Sunberry. No, damn it, Sunberry. If you still there, my bad, player. I did not mean to put you in timeout. I was trying to put the other gentleman in timeout because people get to using that foreign language on here, and I don't know what they're saying, and I got to make sure they're not trying to curse me or, what I mean, put certain things up in there. I gotta make sure of that. But anyways, the interesting day in America, very cold, getting ready for the fall. Last month of summer, August, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the new to come in. So, still making a decision on whether I'm gonna cut my hair or not. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might wake up one day after doing it like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually made this decision. But until I get there, I'm gonna appreciate what I got going on. Um, but yeah, I also want to say thank you to everybody who joins the chats and the live and the likes. And I know this probably wasn't the most entertaining, but just wanted to cover some of the news today and talk about some of the things that's going on. And keep you guys abreast, man. We got to be well prepared about the future things that's going to happen. And I think that there are going to be some catastrophical events coming in September. We're going to see. Telly TV, what's going on? Great to see you come back. What I did want to say about the guy in Texas, in Georgia, Fort Stewart, the sergeant who shot five other soldiers. There was people reports that they were saying that there were Mexican and Chinese food trucks that were visible, right? And what that made me think of is like I was like, man, there's a lot of Spanish people who came across the border, and China, is at war with us low key on a lower level. Like they just haven't, it hasn't just been on a grand scale just yet. And I wonder if that's foreshadowing. In books, when you read, you'll in certain books or even in certain movies, there'll be like what's called foreshadowing, where they'll show you things that are going to predict future events. And I feel like in all these catastrophes that are happening in America, these are prequels or foreshadowing to things that are about to happen. You know what I mean, on a larger scale. So we just be prepared and well abreast about what's going on. Understand that anything can happen at any time, and that there are multiple layers of this chess game that are being played right now. Got to understand um, that the money system could change overnight, right? Literally everything could just go digital and cash would be irrelevant, right? Just be aware of that type of stuff. The stock markets could crash anytime. We just increased our tariffs on India by 50% to 50% or something like that. So you got to be abreast about that. India is also a part of a group called BRICS, and BRICS plans on releasing their new currency eventually down the line. So you definitely want to be prepared and abreast with the current events that are going on that could be foreshadowed, right? And a lot of people are having dreams and testimonies about something happening in September. So just want to be prepared for that, family. September is not too far from now. What I would say also is I need your prayers, those to the saints that care about me, not to the negative folks that don't care about me, but I need your prayers, family. I need you to pray to God that God sends me an angel. Not only does He send me an angel, um, but that Lord Jesus blesses me with a miracle, so I can give testimony of His works, that I can give Jesus testimony, that I can give glory to God. But I need this miracle that I've been asking for. Um, and I need to get into this program that I have applied for. So I need that. I need those prayers out there. If anybody wants to donate, your contributions would help me travel right now. All contributions to my channel or to the ministry or whatever you want to call the lifestyle, it is to travel. So I definitely need contributions and donations to travel right now. You could do that at lifestylechildofgod@gmail.com. That's lifestylechildofgod@gmail.com. If you want to give or just donate to help me out in my current life situation, lifestylechildofgod@gmail.com. That is my Zelle. And it would just help me travel. Um, and it would also support my eating habits. But that's about it. I mean, that's really all I need to do is travel so I can get to and from opportunities, and to keep myself moving and keep myself with energy. But I'm looking to be employed soon so that I can, uh, you know, uh, do things that I need to do. So keep me in your prayer about me getting the job that I'm looking for, the career path that I'm looking for. That's what I'm trying to get into. The career path that works for me that I'm looking for. And yeah, so anybody want to contribute, lifestylechildofgod@gmail.com helps me travel, helps me stay well nutrition. Um, uh, Definitely want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed. Thank you. Want to say everybody who liked and everybody who jumped in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for listening or watching for however long you do. Always appreciate it. Thanks for the donation, because some donations have been rolling in. Again, the donation been coming to lifestylechildofgod@gmail.com to my Zelle. And I appreciate everybody who's been donating, that cares about me and cares about the channel, but just wants to see me do well in life. Many blessings to you, and thank you for supporting. We're going to do another live later, focusing in on a more concrete subject. But I just wanted to chime in with you guys, because I didn't chime in yesterday. I did post some shorts for you guys to check out, which are doing really well. And again, thanks for everybody who subscribed. Thanks to everybody who supports. Thank you to everybody who liked and watches and comments and chats and everything. So, lifestyle here, child of God. Peace.